We're back with our MLB Best Bets here on Friday, August 1st. A 3-2 yesterday, so a positive day. Didn't hit the two tail end money lines. Don't get me started on the Cincinnati Reds. Actually, we'll be talking about the Reds in quite a minute here. My goodness, that game yesterday. But a 3-2 day, a positive day. Let's keep building on that here now into the month of August. We're coming down the home stretch now of the MLB season. Only 2 months, obviously, until October, postseason baseball. Obviously, we got college football starting up in a couple weeks. We've got the NFL starting up in about 5 weeks. So make sure to join us again for those sports, that content for those two on the channel as well, along with, of course, the MLB Best Bets taking this all the way into the World Series. So, folks, if you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. We have got our UFC predictions on Greedo Plays MMA this week. Tatsuro Taira Hyung Sung Park in the main event in the UFC Apex. We also posted our best bets for that card as well. Both those are linked in the description down below, along with our PFL championships predictions. Thad Gene, Logan Storley in the main event. That PFL card is tonight from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Okay, let's get into the first of our 5 best bets. I said I had more to say about the Cincinnati Reds, and I do. They are completely banned if they don't beat the Braves today. Okay? I am not betting the Cincinnati Reds for the rest of the 2025 season if they cannot beat the Braves today. I'm so serious. Like, I went back and forth between going Reds money line or Cubs money line for the early slate of games today. I'm going to play both, I think, but the better bet, I believe, is the Reds, and I don't even think it's that close. Guys, if they can't beat Bryce Elder today, they are banned. Because this is a team that, and I've been scrolling through Reds Twitter all night long, because, I mean, there wasn't much action yesterday in the MLB, right? That Mariners-Rangers game was just the worst ever. Obviously, Braves-Reds, maybe the game of the year, right? Both teams score 8 runs in the 8th inning. Insane stuff. The Reds at home still find a way to lose that game. Now, Elly De La Cruz makes a horrible mental mistake on the base paths in the bottom of the 10th inning, but that's neither here or there. The Reds could have had runners on first and second with no outs. We could have just bunted them both over, but it's okay. Elly runs right into an out for no reason on Austin Hayes' ground ball that probably would have been a hit. It would have been a really tough play for Luke Williams. Anyways, though, I've been scrolling through Reds Twitter all night long and scrolling through, their community tab over on Twitter. My goodness, Reds fans are not happy. I mean, you would think this is the end of the world for the Reds, and it might be. I don't know. And I understand their frustration, right? You spend at the deadline, you go out, you get pitchers, you get help, you get Brian Hayes, who does hit a home run to start that big rally in the bottom of the 8th. But made a very crucial error earlier in the game on an easy double play turn, and he completely just whiffed on the baseball at third base. I don't know. Reds fans are really going after Brian Hayes, which makes sense. You get a guy from your own division, and he didn't. He hit a home run yesterday, so I got to give him credit there. Anyways, though, if they can't beat Bryce Elder today, they're done. They're done. Okay, if they can't beat Bryce Elder, I am specifically making sure we take the Braves tomorrow on the Speedway game. I'm in Bristol? Is that where that is? I think I know nothing about like NASCAR. I think it's a NASCAR thing, right? Bristol Motor Speedway. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be cool. I don't really know the relevance, I'll be honest. Anyways, like I'm making sure we're taking the Braves tomorrow. Okay, if the Reds don't win today, I'm actually probably gonna take the Braves regardless. You get my point though. They're banned if they can't win today. Guys, Bryce Elder's pitching. 6.29 ERA, Bryce Elder. And sure, again, we're going minus 140, which I don't love doing. We can do it. And obviously yesterday I stretched a little bit to take Reds money line and they still lost. I'm taking minus 140 for Cincinnati today. I don't see how they don't win this baseball game. Bryce Elder with his 6.29 ERA, who's got a 7.91 ERA in the month of July. Come on now. His only good start was in Sacramento, which is a weird place to have your only good start, but that's neither here or there, against the Athletics. Last start against the Rangers in Texas. 2 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 8 runs. Guys, watch what happened last night to the Rangers in Seattle. Yeah, that team can't hit. Unfortunately. It's weird. The Rangers and Mariners both can't hit, but it's okay. Bryce Elder got stomped in his last start against the Rangers. He's not good this year. He has not been good this season. 6.29 ERA, 1.6 whip. Come on now. Now, here's the thing about Brady Singer, who's going to be the starter tonight or this morning for the Reds. Singer's going to have his really good starts where he's just going to shove, like his last one against the Rays. 7 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. And then he'll have weird starts like he did in DC against the Nats, where he got completely destroyed. Against the Nats, 2 1/3, 5 hits, 7 runs. Everybody was feasting off of Brady Singer in that game back on the 21st. It's a real mixed bag. I mean, I say it all the time, like, this pitcher, he's off and on, and who knows what we're going to get. No. The definition of a mixed bag is Brady Singer. Because some nights, like he did against Tampa, who I understand the Rays lineup is kind of poverty right now, and I don't know what they're going to be for the rest of the year. He dominates, and then he'll have starts against the Nationals of all teams, and he can't get outs. It's really weird. Because Brady Singer had a good month of June, 3.67 ERA. Month of July, the ERA was 5.63. However, right, that's negatively affected a lot by that one Nat start where, right, he only got 7 outs. I think we're okay with this, guys. The Braves lineup, yeah, they scored 12 runs yesterday. Again, you score 12 runs one night, you're probably not scoring that many the next. I still don't like the Braves lineup at all. Obviously, no Acuna. Ozzie Albies had 4 hits. You know, it's just Eli White had a big hit in that game as well. I mean, everyone had a big hit in all fairness. It's not a team that really moves me right now. And also, like, why didn't they trade Marcell Ozuna? That made no sense to me. The Braves and the Red Sox, to me, at the deadline, even the Blue Jays, like, what are you three doing? Red Sox, I mean, what is your plan? Are you going to try this season? Blue Jays, where are the bats? I mean, you got Ty France at the deadline. And Braves, I mean, what's the point of keeping Marcell Ozuna around? And don't get me started on the Nationals. We'll get to them in a little bit. I think they had an okay deadline, but again, I'll go over that in full. Regardless, give me the Cincinnati Reds to kick off the day. Minus 140 for Brady Singer and the guys. Shout out to Ellie De La Cruz, though, yesterday. Hitting that home run, clearing our base prop pretty easily. Okay, second best bet of the video. Bryce Harper over 1.5 total bags. There's a lot of moving pieces in this. The first of which is just the matchup. Jack Flaherty, Bryce Harper. Don't care what the prior matchup says between these two guys. I care about how Jack Flaherty's pitching and how Bryce Harper's hitting right now. I don't think the past really affects this too much. I'm pulling up the exact stat. Yeah, Harper's 0 for 3 against Jack Flaherty. Again, it doesn't matter. Like Castellanos, in all fairness, is 5 for 13 against Flaherty. Ooh, Schwarber 2 for 23 and Trey Turner 1 for 11. We don't care about any of that, okay? I could care less if the Phillies win the baseball game. I need Bryce Harper to get it going tonight. Bryce Harper is one of the best hitters in baseball, and he's been one of the best hitters in baseball post All-Star break. He has, right? Post All-Star break, Bryce Harper is batting in the 330s. You look at that series that they had against the White Sox in Chicago, where somehow the Phillies lost a 3-game set in Chicago. Harper, though, gets a hit in every single one of those games. He clears the 1.5 total bag mark in 2 of those games. One game he goes 2 for 4 with the double, and the other game he goes 1 for 4 with the double. The one game where he didn't clear is actually the Phillies' only win. He goes 1 for 3 with the single. A lot involved, right? Harper and the Phillies at home in Philadelphia. This is the final stretch. The Phils are another team that's kind of confusing. This is your last run. At least that's what it feels like to me. For as much as I don't like the Metropolitans, I believe the Metropolitans are going to take over the division starting next season. I thought the Phillies were going to get more help, at least, you know, in terms of another outfielder. I don't think they were entirely linked to Steven Kwan, which that's another thing that doesn't make sense to me. What are the Guardians doing? A lot of teams actually were confusing at this break. Like the Angels. The Angels still don't have a plan. They didn't buy or sell. Classic Angels. The Phillies got themselves Harrison Bader. Wow. I'm sure that's really gonna move the needle, ain't it? Right? I mean, Johan Duran is that's an incredible piece for them. I cannot state how big of a piece that is for Philadelphia, but you couldn't do anything else with that lineup. I don't know. I was always under the belief that Philadelphia was going to do something with the lineup. Yes, Duran makes them great. And I've always said that Phillies pitching core, I know this is about Bryce Harper, but hear me out. This is going to make sense in a second. I've always said that if, you get this team in the playoffs, Wheeler, Suarez, and say Sanchez are all pitching really well, that's a really tough 3 guys to beat. And then, okay, now the bullpen who has struggled, but now you get, okay, Strom doesn't have to close games, obviously. Romano doesn't have to close games now. And now you have Durant. That's nasty, dude. That's really nasty. I'm concerned about the lineup because there's only so much Bryce, Schwarber, and Trey can do in the postseason. And Castellanos. To me, they're not built to win it this year. My prediction now to win the World Series has shifted. I had Phillies for a while just because I felt, okay, this is their last run, at least to be really competitive. Because Schwarber's going to hit the market. Maybe he resigns, but Schwarber's only getting older. Yes, Trey and Bryce are on the books for a while, but look how old this team is right now. Zach Wheeler's not getting any younger. He's in his late 30s. Same with Aaron Nola. Aaron Nola's in his mid-30s. It's an old team. So I thought they were going to really be aggressive. Like, I don't think anybody can be San Diego aggressive, but guys, the Padres have to be the favorites to win the World Series this season. I'm not going to get a chance to talk about the Padres today because I don't have a bet for their game against the Cardinals. How does that team not win the World Series? I'm so serious. If the Padres don't win the World Series, there's something wrong. They have all the talent. Look at that lineup. They're going to start platooning Gavin Sheets and Ramon Laureano. That's nasty in the 7 hole. You get Ryan O'Hearn to that squad. Oh my goodness. And now the bullpen. You have 4 all-star bullpen guys? I mean, think about this. 6, 7, 8, 9. It's going to be Adrian Morhone, in no order. Adrian Morhone, probably actually this will be the order. Morhone, Jason Adam, Robert Suarez, and Mason Miller? You have the lead going into the 6th inning, you're probably winning the game. They are nasty, dude. I don't know how the Padres don't win the entire thing. But anyways, I believe Bryce Harper is going to be fine today. And another reason why I'm taking Bryce Harper, Rob Manfred. We take the big players in the big spots, okay? Bryce Harper has been in the center of media attention because of him going after the meeting with Rob Manfred and the salary cap and whatnot. Harper told Manfred to get that out. Shout out Bryce Harper. Yeah, he's going to stick it to the league by hitting a home run tonight, okay? It's just big players show up in big spots. There's not a bigger game player in the MLB right now than Bryce Harper, who is one of the faces of the sport. Harper comes through tonight with over 1.5 total bags. I believe it's going to come in the form of the home run ball, but multiple hits are always on the table with Bryce Harper, and a double is always on the table with Bryce Harper as well. Give me Harper over 1.5 total bags today at the bank against the Detroit Tigers and Jack Flaherty. Moving on to our third best bet of the video with our Washington Nationals best bet of the day. I'm going Mitchell Parker under 3.5 total strikeouts. This is not going to go well for Mitchell Parker, okay? I can tell you why this is not going to go well for Mitchell Parker. He had a really good last start against the Twins. Arguably Mitchell Parker's best start since his Linsanity start to the season, where he had all of us believing he was going to be a high-end starter for this baseball team. Remember when Mitchell Parker had a 1.39 ERA through 6 starts this season? I was ecstatic. I was like, oh my goodness, he's so much better than Gio Gonzalez. Oh my God. And then this happened. So his last start in Minnesota was really good. Got to give Mitch a lot of credit. 5 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, 4 Ks. That's usually the number for Mitchell Parker. It's 4. So that's why this line is set appropriately. However, Mitchell Parker's due for some regression. And the reason why I'm going under is because of his last start against the Brewers. So his last start against the Brewers was last month in July. I guess now we're in August. Yeah. July 11th in Milwaukee at American Family Field. 4 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs. Gives up the long ball once, 3 walks, and 0 strikeouts. The Brewers as a whole just don't strike out all that much. And they're not fooled by Mitchell Parker. They're not. Guys, it's not like Mitchell Parker is going to randomly figure out the Brewers this time around. If anything, yeah, his start will be better. I mean, it's hard for it to get worse than 4 2/3, 8 hits, 7 runs, 100%. But in terms of strikeouts, I don't think that's getting any better. Because it already appears that the Brewers have figured out Parker. And sure, Parker might get more outs this time around. And again, if Mitch is going to be impressed, if Mitch is going to be successful today, and this is pretty much every Mitchell Parker start, because I think he's had 1 game all year where he's exceeded 5 strikeouts, 2 all year. If Mitch is going to be successful in the start, he's going to have to pitch to contact. I mean, that's just how you beat the Brewers, and that's how Mitchell Parker, if he's going to be successful, is what he has to do. Unfortunately, guys, I've come to the realization that Mitchell Parker is probably going to be one of our 5 starters next season, which is just, it's just unexcusable. I'll get into the unexcusable moves in a second from the Nats. It's not that unexcusable, but yeah, look at Parker. I don't think he's going to do anything. I don't think he's getting 4. I know he's gotten 4 in back-to-back games against the Twins and the Padres. The Brewers struck out 0 times against him. Mitchell Parker has thrown up a goose egg twice all year long with strikeouts. Once against the New York Metropolitans, and a game that the Nats actually won. I believe that was not the James Wood walk-off day. That was the Riley Adams game. Yes. Anyways, against the Mets earlier in the year, 5 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, 0 Ks. Brewers start 0 Ks. I don't think he's getting 4 today. I'm going Mitchell Parker under 3.5 strikeouts. Since I think it applies, because we talk about the Nationals every day, we got to talk about the Nats trade deadline real quick, okay? Because this actually means a lot. I didn't think Josh Bell was staying. I don't think anybody thought Josh Bell was staying. And I don't say this because, I'm not saying this because I don't like Josh Bell. I love Josh Bell. One of my favorite Nationals. I don't know why he's still around. I get it, veteran presence, and you need one of those guys in the locker room. Guys, Nathaniel Lowe's, nobody's taking Nathaniel Lowe, so you already had your veteran. Josh Bell could have gotten us something. I don't know what it could have been, but if Alex Call's getting us 2 top 20 prospects, I think Josh Bell could have got us at least 1. That's what I don't get. So I think it was more of a matter of the Nationals just didn't want to get rid of Bell because they kind of like him around. You know, Josh Bell's openly said that being in DC, playing for the Nationals, has been his favorite stop in his entire career. And that's one of the reasons why he came back. So you have a guy who's more than willing to play with the Nationals. And I honestly believe the way things are going right now, I believe Josh Bell's coming back next season. Now, here's the thing, guys. I'm not against that. I'm going to say right now, I'd much rather have Josh Bell start next season over Nathaniel Lowe. I don't want Lowe back. I hope the Nationals non-tender Lowe, and if you're going to keep Bell around, that's fine. He can DH, he can play first next season. Maybe not every single day, but if he's doing both, okay. I'm not against Bell back. What I cannot take is Josh Bell and Nathaniel Lowe. I just can't do it. I'd much rather play Bell, which might be a hot take. I particularly don't think it's close. Josh Bell, guys, in his last 50 games is batting over 330. That's why it was a stunner he didn't get traded. Now, the Nats don't trade Mackenzie Gore either. Okay, that's okay, I guess. I'm not going to call it inexcusable. It's just like, and I'm fine with them keeping Gore. Because, again, I'm sick of my All-Stars leaving, even though we know Gore's leaving in free agency in a couple seasons. My one thing is like, all right, if Mason Miller can fetch you the number 3 prospect in all of baseball, what was Mackenzie Gore going to get you with 3 years of control, including this season? I feel like the package would have been crazy. Now, I do expect the trade to happen either this offseason or the thing I've always said is next trade deadline. If the Nats are not competitive this time next year, let's just be honest, they probably won't be, then that's when you get rid of Gore. But at least give it one more go around, because if you're going to be somewhat competitive next season, or try to be, or at least tell the fans that you're going to be somewhat competitive, then yes, you need to have a guy like Mackenzie Gore around, because we detailed it in full, like, what is the rotation going to be? If without Gore, it's horrible. Even with Gore right now, it's really bad. It's Gore, Irvin, Mitchell Parker, Shinosuke Agaswara. Why is Shinosuke back? Why is he back? Or are we kidding? And Brad Lord's great. I love Brad Lord. Why is Shinosuke back though? Anyways, glad the guys are still around. I'm just kind of dubious. I'm just like weird on why they're not. Like, we could have got something out of Josh Bell. I don't know. I love Josh, but it's just like, really? I don't know. Okay. On to our 4th best bet of the video. Let's move now to our NRFI of the day. I know it's minus 140. Hear me out, guys. This is as good as a NRFI's going to ever get. We have got it now with the New York Metropolitans and the San Francisco Giants. Guys, I'm telling you right now, the Giants are just not going to score. The Giants are the worst baseball team on planet Earth. Mets are minus 145 today. Really? That's not horrible either. Wow, I didn't know it was that. I thought it was like minus 160 for them today. Don't mind that. I know the Mets just got swept in San Diego. It is what it is. The Giants are the worst team in baseball. Right now, they're playing like the worst team in baseball. So, back-to-back sweeps against the Mets and against the Pirates. Obviously, that first Mets series, not in Queens like this one. That was obviously at Oracle. They just got swept on their own home field against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And no, Paul Skeens didn't pitch any of those games. Yikes. They're pitiful, man. They trade Yastrzemski, which is interesting because the fans love Yaz, man. Trust me, I go to a lot of Giants games as much as I can. Those fans love Mike Yastrzemski. They trade Camilo Doval for a pack of peanuts. They traded Camilo Doval for like a return that I would have wanted for Nathaniel Lowe. So I don't know what the mindset is here, because you're still paying Devers, you're paying Adames, and obviously those are your franchise guys, I guess, and Chapman too. My goodness. Just a deflating feeling if you're a Giants fan right now. They're horrible. Now, we don't care about, well, I do care about the winner because I actually probably will be firing on Mets money line now that I saw what it is. On top of that, though, I am taking the NRFI. That is the bet, obviously, for this game. And why is it? Well, the Giants don't score. They're a non-scoring offense. They just are. Elliot Ramos is their best chance to score. He always is. Rafael Devers ain't doing anything. Adames probably not doing anything. Matt Chapman hit his 2 home runs in Sunday Night Baseball against the Mets. That's the most production you're going to get out of Matt Chapman for the rest of the season. I'm so serious. I don't know if Matt Chapman's even going to hit 2 more home runs for the rest of the year after he did it on Sunday Night Baseball. Dom Smith. Ooh. Jung Ho Lee is horrible now. It's not a good lineup, guys. It's flat not a good lineup. David Peterson, he's solid enough. David Peterson's last start against the Giants at Oracle. 6 innings, 8 hits, 1 run. That'll play. Peterson's been really good. Last 3 starts for Peterson, 19 combined innings, 3 runs given up. You're going to take that. 2.83 ERA. Again, you will take that out of David Peterson. And I always like lefties against the Giants. You know Ramos is going to hit regardless. You want to try to shut down a guy like Rafael Devers, who I understand is kind of crap sometimes. But here, arguably, guys, Dom Smith's one of their better hitters right now. You take away Dom Smith a little bit, lefty-lefty, Jung Ho Lee, then you completely eliminate him. Part of my reasoning for loving lefties against the Giants was Yaz. Yaz is gone now, so we'll see. I don't care. David Peterson's going to be all right in this spot. And another lefty's going in this game and starting for the Giants is going to be Robbie Ray. The Mets right now are a non-scoring offense. Now, I do believe that's going to kind of fix itself eventually. I think they're going to beat the Giants today because the Giants are more of a non-scoring offense than the Mets are. My goodness, that Mets series in San Diego was awful. Well, a flip was switched in the 5th inning of that first game on Monday night. They're up 6-1. San Diego scores, or they're up 5-1, I believe. San Diego scores 5 straight. Mauricio hits the home run to hit our total bases or our one-hit play. And the Padres obviously hit the Elias Diaz walk-off single. By the way, Freddie Fermin in, Martin Maldonado now DFA'd by the Padres. Huge candidate. Oh, goodness, the Nationals might actually get Maldonado. They might actually do that. Honestly, I wouldn't be against it at this point. Anyways, they have been tied to Maldonado in past off seasons. Anyways, Mets are without Juan Soto. I don't think Soto's thing's too bad, but I don't think he's playing today. Even if he is, like, the Mets are a non-scoring offense right now. After that first game against the Padres, game 2 of that series, they scored 1 run. Even though they had so many opportunities to score, they bases loaded, no outs at one point. They got 1 run out of it, a Starling Marte sacrifice fly. And in the last game of the series on getaway day, they get completely shut out by Yu Darvish. Yeah, brutal. Nimmo's not seeing the ball well. Lindor looks lost at the plate right now. Pete Alonso looks lost at the plate. And I think it's going to fix itself eventually. And I think they will find a way to win today. Guys, I believe the final score today is going to be like 2-0. Okay? It's going to be a real low-scoring affair where Raoni Mauricio, who's their best hitter right now, I'm so serious, is going to hit one over the fence because he's on fire. And then, like, Alonso is going to run into one and, like, push one into right field. That's honestly how I feel like this is going to go. It's going to be Mauricio, late inning home run. He'll be batting from the left side of the plate. He'll pull one into right. And then Pete Alonso is just going to push one, like, in the 4th inning off of Robbie Ray into right field. Mets win 2-0. I don't think anything scored in the first, though. Both these teams are non-scoring teams. We will be fine. Give me the NRFI minus 140. Final best bet of the video. I don't want to call this taking candy from a baby, but I do believe we're all right here. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim at home against the Chicago White Sox. Now, the White Sox are playing much better ball. Don't get me wrong. They just won a series against the Philadelphia Phillies, which is insane. The Angels, though, again, I don't know what to say about the Angels. I don't understand what they're doing. Are you going to commit to winning or are you going to commit to selling? Because they never pick a side. You got to pick one. You can't just keep on teetering in no man's land. And it's like, all right, if they were making the playoffs in no man's land, this is the comp I'll make, all right? If the Angels were like the Pittsburgh Steelers, and yeah, they're in no man's land, but okay, every year we're a wild card. We're going to get a shot, I guess. Oh, let's go take our beating in Baltimore against the Ravens, right? Like, if they were that, okay. It is what it is. Like, at least you're getting a shot every single season. That's fine. No, they're in no man's land in missing the playoffs by 8 games. That's what the Angels are. So I don't understand what they're doing. They got to try to make their push, right? I would hope. I don't know who's starting for the White Sox today. Legitimately, I do not know who's starting for this team. I think it's a bullpen game, right? I believe it's a bullpen game. Because the pitcher, in their rotation, I believe today it's supposed to be Sean Burke. I believe this is Burke's start. But Burke sometimes operates out of a bullpen role because they'll get an opener for him. I'm here to say the Angels kind of hit against everybody. It doesn't really matter. And like, unless you're really good, the Angels are going to find ways to scrap runs across the board. So I'm not too concerned there. Tyler Anderson's going for the Angels. Tyler Anderson will be serviceable enough. I'll tell you that. Okay. There's going to be runs scored tonight. It's going to be a high-scoring affair. Over-under for this game is there not one listed? There's not one listed on ESPN. I'll find it in a second. There's going to be runs scored. I understand. I just think the Angels are going to get the better of the White Sox. Again, this is how the Angels play, man. This is how they play. They're high-scoring affairs. Over-under is 9.5. I believe the over is going to hit on that. Pirates Rockies over-unders 11.5, I guess. There's going to be runs scored, guys. These two teams are going to put up runs. I think, right, you're going to see this White Sox bullpen. It's going to be so important that the Angels just get Burke out of this game, assuming Burke is starting. Everything to me indicates that he is going to, sorry, not start, but be the starting pitcher. Well, okay. He will be the main pitcher. That's how I'll play it. Because they're going to go 1-inning opener, likely with the... Well, they do this sometimes with the little lefty in the first inning, but going lefty against the Angels makes no sense. Like, oh, you take away the Shawano matchup, but then you got to see Neto and Trout. I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they'll just start with Sean Burke. Maybe they'll go opener regardless, because Burke has usually done better this season once you get the first inning and get the top of the order out the way early. Like that Dodgers game. I mean, that was, I think, Sean Burke's most impressive performance all year long. What, 6 1/3 innings, something like that. 1 run, great outing. On the Kershaw 3,000 strikeout game, which nobody's telling me otherwise. That game was rigged for the Dodgers to win. Anyways, I think the Angels are going to be all right. Better lineup, obviously. Tyler Anderson, mixed bag, sure, 100%. Right, Tyler Anderson this season with a 4.41 ERA. ERA so far in the month of July, though, is 4.39. I'm so serious. You get the same thing out of Tyler Anderson every game. You get 6 or 5 innings. You'll get either 3 or 2 runs given up, and you just got to hope the offense comes through. The Angels are 2-3, or they were 2-3, and Tyler Anderson starts in the month of July, but they're playing the Chicago White Sox. Okay, and I get it. The White Sox just won a series against the Phillies. That's in Chicago, though. Different on the road, and hey, the Angels fans, I guess they've kind of bought in. They do the whole angel in the outfield thing. Their last game against the Rangers, in which they lost, but all the fans dressed up in right field as angels, which I think that's great. Angels fans, oh, it takes a special kind of person, and I don't mean that in a messed up way. Like, you got to be a real fan to be still cheering on the Angels, just like the Nationals, right? But Angels are 4.5 out. You know, they're half game behind the Rays, who have completely waved the white flag this season, and they're only 1.5 above the Twins, who have also completely waved the white flag this year and for the next 10 years. But yeah, fans have bought in. The Angels said, we're not gonna buy in. We're just not gonna sell. We're just gonna sit here and kind of do nothing, and just sit here. But yeah, I think we're gonna be all right. I think the Angels should be pumped up to win this game, minus 135. Full transparency, the other bet I was considering doing today was going to be Cleveland Guardians money line at home against the Minnesota Twins, because the Twins have 9 guys who are just leaving their team. They just have to call up, their entire AAA org today, or team today. While I do think Guardians money line is not a horrible bet, I'm staying away from it. Joe Ryan's pitching, and Joe Ryan's coming off a bad start. I believe he's going to be better this time around. Guardians are pitching Gavin Williams, who is serviceable, but the Guardians are also in a spot. It's like, what are you doing? You're not trading Steven Kwan, which is fine, but it's like, I don't know. Maybe the Guardians think they can make the playoffs. That's another one I would consider. Again, the two other main bets I considered today were Cubs money line and not Twins money line, definitely not Guardians money line at home. So there's that if you want them. So folks, thank y'all for watching our MLB Best Bets here for August 1st. If you haven't yet, though, make sure that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure you leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.